name is Jesse Butter with the Nashville Knack. I'm here in downtown Nashville in the LNC building on the 13th floor at Marble. I'm here with Ryan Griffin,
What's up?
a phenomenal country singer from
Thank you,
Florida,
man.
but he likes to call Nashville home.
I actually grew up with a family that was not musical whatsoever. My grandfather would sing Tiny Bubbles and listen to, watch the Opry, the Grand Ole Opry, and I'd like hang out with him. That was like the extent of music in my family.
Yeah.
Both my brothers played ball, and as did I. And my dad tells a story of like, Chad and Danny wanted to learn to play baseball and football, so I went ball and glove, backyard, throw it, teach him how to do it all. You want to do music? I had no idea how to help you with music. So he did what any good dad would do and just kind of help me in any way that he could. But as far as like picking up my first instrument, it was kind of later on in my life, and it was out of necessity because I wanted to write songs. I wanted to figure out who I was, what my voice was going to be, and the way to do that was picking up a guitar.
How old were you when you picked up your first guitar?
Oh man, the first time I was 12. And so I picked it up, took a few lessons, wrote my first song, which thank God I don't think it's anywhere to be found right now. And then, I kind of just set it down for a little while and played in the backyard with my brothers and, just kind of was being a kid for a bit. And then when I went into high school, those were the years that I really started picking up the guitar. And, guitar, dude that can sing and play guitar gets the girls. So that didn't hurt.
Yeah, that doesn't hurt. So word on the street is 9th grade.
Yep.
You were brought by an executive to Nashville. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, so a friend of a friend knew a music exec here at MCA and gave me the opportunity to come up and have a meeting with him. And I was like, heck yeah. I hopped in the car with the parents and came up to Nashville and played him my little EP that I made in a buddy's garage, back in the day in Ocala, and played him the EP, and he said, he was so gracious, because I was so young and green, but he said, you got a really cool voice. There's something really different and distinct about it,
Yes.
but you're just young. You need to hone your craft, you need to cut your teeth a little bit, and I recommend you go to Belmont. And that was the first time I ever heard anything about Belmont.
Yeah.
So that's what I did.
So after you graduated, you went to Belmont. You started off as a songwriter, going songwriting.
Yeah, songwriting and music. I actually got into Belmont through the music program.
Through the music program.
Yep.
So wow, you must have impressed a lot of people to do that. It does take a lot.
It was nerve-wracking, yeah.
Yeah, it is nerve-wracking. It does take a lot of talent to get into that program.
Pretty competitive.
Yeah. So, but you know that you can sing and write, so you went to music business.
Yeah, so I went into the music business side of things. It was such a crazy turn of events because I wasn't smart enough to get into Belmont, on the business side. There's no way I would have ever gotten in there with my GPA. But I got in through singing, through the music program. And then from there, transferred to the business side.
Yeah.
And the reason I did that was I just wanted to learn, I knew I wanted to be on stage. I knew I wanted to write songs and sing songs for a living that made people feel something.
Yeah.
But I wanted to also have, watch my back and know a good deal versus a bad deal, and
of course.
Just know the business I'm getting involved in.
That's great. And then after you graduated Belmont, 2006.
Yep.
You started to do what? What was the next move after you graduated?
I stepped into the real world and learned that, I had to, which so many people do in Nashville, and that's like. My heart is so big for the people that are waiting tables in Nashville and our valets in Nashville that are songwriters or singers that are pursuing this dream, because it's so hard it's all consuming, this dream. So you have to give 100% of yourself, and when you're spending 50% of your time working, trying to pay your bills, being a valet, which I was for years, or working at a restaurant, bussing tables or whatnot, it's hard. Your time and your energy gets torn between the two. So the day that I got a pub deal was just like game changer day.
Yes.
Because I could focus 100% on music, what I came here to do.
And what was the first gig that you got? You were?
As far as like playing out,
Yeah.
I played every fair and festival in Florida growing up.
Yeah.
I would sing karaoke competitions. My brothers used to get so mad because I'd go and sing a karaoke competition and be there for an evening and win like $500 when I was in high school or whatnot, or even younger. And my brothers would like calculate it and be like, you just made blah, 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 blah a minute. You know, and get so upset, but it was so funny. So just that, 4-H clubs, anywhere and everywhere. My first gig, actually, it's funny, my buddy and I were talking about this the other day. He was a disc jockey for a radio station in my hometown, and he asked me to come out with my guitar, and he's like, we'll have a microphone for you. And it was at a car dealership, and he said, I was like, where's the stage? And he goes, it's right there, bro. And it was 2 white lines. It was a parking spot right next to this tent. And I just got there and I played with my little microphone and guitar, and people walked by, like probably 5. But, you know, it was fun.
Big audience.
Yeah, huge audience. So nerve-wracking.
So that's cool, though. As time progressed to the next, I guess, 11 years,
Yep.
what are some of the things that started to happen to you in your career, your pathway to being a successful songwriter?
A lot of stuff happened. I mean, I was on the road with Jason Aldean in the very beginning. This was kind of like right at the end of my college career, and I just learned a ton. I was out there for about 8 months with him, just being like a tour manager and just doing anything and everything that needed to be done. And I learned so much. I learned the value of having a good team around you and appreciating everybody, whether you're selling merchandise or you're running the day-to-day operations of it, you know. So that was super valuable. But then after that, I just started writing songs. You know, that was my the big thing for me is finding a voice, trying to figure out who I wanted to be, what I wanted to say. And it took me a while. I've always been a late bloomer, you know, but I finally found my voice and the sound that I wanted the world to hear.
And then that developed into your EP now.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit more about that. Of course, you know, you're on the viral list now as well. I want to hear more.
For Spotify, man, that was so crazy just seeing. So that song, I Woulda Left Me Too, was on the top 50 US viral chart for Spotify. And there was a moment, I wrote that song like 4 or 5 years ago with Lisa Carver. And I was going through life. And that's one thing about this EP is that every song, the 5 songs, is a moment in my life, you know? And I Woulda Left Me Too is a moment I'm not super proud of.
Yeah.
But I turned it into, songwriting is very much therapy, you know, in a lot of ways. And I turned it into just this song, and I never thought it would get heard. Like, I wanted it to be heard so bad because there's so much like honesty and truth, and I poured my heart into it. And Lisa Carver, my co-writer, did the same. We were kind of both in the same place. You know, that song just needed to be written that day. And yeah, there was a time that I never thought it'd be heard, and now to see it blow up on Spotify and all these people are reacting. I had somebody tweet me the other day and just say like, this song, I've never cried so much over a song, and it literally changed my life. And I'm
That's
like,
amazing.
Oh, that's what we do
right at the
every day.
heartstrings.
We get to write music that changes people's lives, and you know, it's just cool.
That's fantastic. And so now that you're here, you're finally starting to get to everything that you want to.
Yeah.
Where are your goals this year?
My goals are just to keep making noise, get out there and get the music heard and play shows. Like, it's been killing me. I was on Sony for 2 years, and the label, and during that whole time we were working on the EP and working on the record and whatnot, and I was in town a lot. I didn't really have an opportunity to go out and play a ton, and so it's like, we just played last weekend in Iowa opening for Old Dominion, and it was feeding my soul so much, just getting out and being able to play songs and see people react and talking to people after the show and just hearing how the music's affecting them. And that's like, I can't wait. I hope the next year is full of that, to where, I mean, it feeds my soul to hear people, you know, react to it.
Now that we've heard a lot of this story, one thing I want to know is, tell me a fun story or like a crazy story from, you know, developing your career and whatnot that has happened to you.
Man, there's so many. I mean, we would play 4-hour gigs for, you know, 4 or 5 days in a row and travel all around the Southeast and just I mean, there's so many crazy stories from that, but I might need to edit myself on those. But I would say, like, so Kelsey Ballerini had a song called Dibs that I was fortunate enough to be a co-writer on. And a couple months back, about a year ago, I guess, it went #1. It was like the coolest experience, and especially being able to get to share it with your friends. And so we were at a charity event in Austin last year, and the song had just gone #1, and I got up and I was singing it and putting my heart into it. I was so excited. And you know, at the end of it, it's like on your lips, on your kiss, and so it has this like, you know, kind of part that I guess is more appropriate for a girl to sing. And this dude stands up in the audience and he goes, "Please don't ever sing that again." He's like, "That is so awkward hearing a dude sing it." And so I was like, "I feel you, bro. All right." But yeah, that was a pretty awkward moment.
He didn't know that you co-wrote the song.
Yeah, I guess not. I don't know. It was just pretty funny.
Well, Ryan, thank you so much for being on the show. Thank you for being very, very transparent with me
course,
on your
man.
entire story. I know that's something that you thrive for.
Yeah.
And you know, be sure to check out his music coming up and all the shows and dates that he'll be posting, I'm sure.
Yes,
And
yeah,
of course,
we're picking up here soon, so it'll be awesome getting out there to see everybody.
And of course, I'll be posting a lot of his music on my page as well as the weeks goes on. And I hope that we get to hear from you again and
Thank you,
do
man.
some more with you.
Yeah.
So thank you so
I
much.
love that. Thank you.
Friday night, when all we do